The TV says I am live. Well, the computer said it. Does this thing, is it working? Just look at it right up there. Can you guys hear me? Oh, hey, wait. Microphone speakers. People are saying hello. I see Lynn. I see Dave. East Coast Dave out there. I see local Dave. Is this microphone working? Super lube. People says I can see you. Can you hear me? That's what I'm holding out for. Yay. Oliver says you're working. That's a good thing. Oh, mercy sakes. It's been a while since we've done a live video here. Glad it's working. First live video that I've ever done. It's been, oh golly, since the spring. Since the last time I did one. I think the most one was the second one when we had hardware failure, upload speeds and stuttering and everything else. So I go out and get a new computer, hook it in, wire it into the internet and everything a guy used to do. See if we can get her to do what it's supposed to do here. I am, how am I supposed to pronounce that name? Xiriak. Shelves. It just looks like it from this angle right here. They're full. Frederick Parcell or Fred Pasquarelli out there. I'd have to get a hold of Super Lube and or the company that owns it and see if they would want to do something like that. I don't want to be jacking around with an active company's stuff. I don't use this, to tell you the truth. Website super-lube.com on this stuff here. Oddly enough, I still get messages from people. What kind of lube do you use? It's like, what are you trying to be a funny guy or something, or what? I don't know how it works. So here's Wayne now. Wayne Bam, hello. EA Stouts here. So boy, I tell you, I got to put these things on so I can read the words on the thing. One more. I don't got this on right now because this is my initial getting old man look right with my glasses on. Joe Radar says he's getting buffering, huh? Oh, golly. Vaseline. No, Lynn, that's not good. That's a petroleum product, and that'll deteriorate the plastics out there. True story. True story. I don't, looks like I don't have the analytics I used to have. It used to tell me how many people were watching. Every time I do this, I swear to God, it's something completely different. Channel level setting, yeah, because I'm using the operating system Opera on my Mac because you can't live stream with the Mac Safari web browser for some reason. 185, thank you, John. I seen that out there. Lynn McCurdy. So, but it's just us three visiting it, so I don't go on all night long. I don't know why I don't have that. Unreal. What does this button do? Share screen. Oh, I don't do that. Don't want to hit the mute button. Don't want to hit the end stream button. So I guess I'm just going to let it linger. I never get much of a chance to do any test drive on live streaming because I guess I'd have to have local Dave have the only screen stream, and then I would push buttons and we talk back and forth on the phone. That ain't working. That's working. That's not. Whatever you did, don't do that again. I'll get it figured out. David Bryan said he's drinking beer for every Super Lube reference. Just helping you out there. Is that two? Bunk said he was asking about the glue. All righty down. Layout coming from Patience Peeler. I have been broken down since the end of September. And then Mom, we had to get her into an assisted living facility for dementia care and take care of her house and her belongings. And all of that absolutely dominated my time. It used to be that I could only get like a video done in a week, and I couldn't drive anywhere. I couldn't go anywhere just because I couldn't sit in a car. So I have not done anything with the club layout at all. It's sitting up there. I visited it here a couple days ago. Locomotives, they're sitting right up over there, and so I can finish fixing that. Probably sell them because I don't want to run Burlington Northern or Santa Fe or whatever else there is up there. Get them all polished up and put them on down the road. Nice eco tank. You can see that, huh? That's what I use for doing the cups with there. Love electric stuff. That's the what do they call that? I knew I should write this down. That's a sublimation printer with sublimation ink in it. That's how I make the cups. Dave, how's the horses doing? Double nickel, Bob. One thing we go with the eBay sales, that Works train that we had here 3 episodes ago that I made into a Christmas train. This is exciting right here. The auction on it just ended last night. There was 11 bids came in, and it brought in $355, which has got one of the most expensive mark sets that's ever sold. A feller out there, Jacob K, is the one that swooped in at the very last minute and took it. There was 2 guys that were battling it out to these bid histories here. One bidder that says Hydra's wife, and what the hell? Is that what it always says? For better? Yeah. For better, 6, and Hydra's wife battled it and battled it and battled it and battled it. A couple guys kicked in for a bid or 2. But that was a pretty exciting auction that went on there. I never mentioned this in the video. I said it was donated. I didn't say who it was donated from. This came down Walt Scottson. He's a gentleman that lives up in Harlowton, Montana, which is where the Milwaukee Railroad went through, a big railroad town. He grew up out there, found me on the internet here with the YouTube and town. We met up. I know the guy. He brought a box of Marks trays that were just rusted to beat the band. I was out of town. Local Dave arranged to meet him, drop him off. I was talking to Walt, and I asked him how he came across him, and he says that somebody dropped him off at the Harlowton Museum where Walt is on the board at. So these were donated up there. Walt says he knows who to give them to, and then he got them down here to Billings. And I decided that I am going to take the proceeds from this individual auction of $355 and write a check to the Harlowtown Milwaukee Railroad Museum to help support their cause. They're currently closed right now for the winter time because, tourism's not a big thing if they're in Harlowtown during the winter, but that'll go into their coffers for all the things that they do up there. You can find them if you want to Google Harlowtown Milwaukee Railroad Museum. They got a great museum up there. Dan Crane, thank you very much. That was nice that everybody participated in all the bidding on that thing right there. Here we can hear you. Well, that's good to hear. Joseph 719. Somebody soup Kurt Sunday. Is that what you're going to play also? There's 2 guys out there playing every time I say Super Noob. They're going to take a drink of beer. And usually these things go on for like an hour. I don't know if it's going to do that tonight or not. Hope you're good at what you do. Arkansas with vintage model train collector. Hey, that sounds like the kind of guy I could sit down and drink beer with right there. Somebody from Melbourne, Australia, John 8892. I just tried quoting out what it costs to ship a cup down to a feller named, I believe, hosts the program Tim's Bits and Pieces. The cup's $12, and it would cost $48 to mail it to Australia. And shockingly enough, it costs $42 to mail a cup up Canada, just up straight north. I don't know why Canada's got to be so unbelievably expensive to ship stuff to. It's terrible. Terrible indeed. We've surpassed the 90 cup limit for the 33%er cups. I see the guys are just now. I've been getting my phone's kind of getting pictures of guys saying thanks and showing me pictures of it on their layout and stuff like that. So thank you for sharing that there with me. So Lynn, I don't know if you're asking me if I got any wind damage. Yeah, I did. I lost a big part of a tree, came down. Laid in the yard for 2 days. Like I could get out there and cut it up with the electric chainsaw because I couldn't start the manual one. Pulling on it, it's just too dang much. Got it in the back of the pickup, and we got to take it to the dump here. Real Fan 101's got 2 days off. That's a nice bonus. $220 to get a holiday stamp to Canada from Lynn. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? A stamp, like a stamp. I don't have any of my own coffee cups. I got to use one of these right here because I don't drink. If it would just get cold on me anyway. Just this morning, be warm back up because I'm still working right now. And I've always had a rule: don't drink if you're still working because I'll end up not working and I'll continue drinking. So you save that for the very end of the day for sure. MASAL 8121 doubled his O-gauge collection. That's a good deal right there. Good to hear some of these handles on there. They're different than your username that I actually see. RAA Junior. I don't know why it changes your handle and then your username and everything, and so then I don't know who I'm talking to and I get confused. Leave it to me. Here I've got these other things that where's this thing at? These are the rare series of cups. And what they are is there's some Tyco locomotives out there and there's some Rolling Gear, Lifelike, Bachmann. They've all got it. And they're rare or they're expensive to buy because they only made them for a year or something like that. So I've decided to do these, and I've got things that are rare. I seen on a Facebook post on one of the user groups, guys were talking about these Lifelike cars and they were arguing whether they're rare or not. Some guys are like, well, yeah, billboard box cars, guys collect them. Other guys are going, well, that's just dumb. Well, zip it. You know, what one guy wants to collect, let him collect it. Why do you got to give him a hard time? But I put these over on the eBay store right here, so it's a lot easier to get them because none of them are customized. They're just simply in and out, shipping and handled right there in them. There's a lot to making lots of cups and shipping them out all at once. And it's like, I need to get one of them programs where it integrates the shipping label and the postage. So I got to go to one program and do all the work over there, go to another program, print the shipping label, get the price, go to the other program, run the credit card, go back, buy the tech abilities are not one of my strong points. No. Varney the Train Man says, don't forget our Canadian mail persons have to stop and rest that dog team. Yeah, and it's so far apart from the towns from what I understand. Sorry, for some reason I keep dropping in and out. Dave, are you dropping in and out or I'm dropping in and out? Gary Bolanger. Oh, yeah, all the cups have been sold out there. Shipped. I think the last batch was shipped yesterday of another 25 or 30. So they'll be going through. I know the lines at the post office are long. So it'll probably be the end of the week, first part of next week for this last batch to come through. Gordon in Millbrook, Ontario, Canada. We were just talking about you, Gordon, about the price it costs us to ship that cup up to you. $42. Holy jeez. YouTube thing, Dan Crane. Yeah, they messed up the names. I don't know. Patrick says he got his. My dad collects Christmas train cars. And there's a lot of them out there. If a guy gets to looking around. Dino, the cups are supposed to last forever. This stuff is impregnated into the cup. From what I understand, from the process called sublimination, I expect years of service out of them. From what I found, I'm using a premium ink, premium paper, so I guess I'm thinking they should go a good long time. Eric from Alabama, first time live. Eric Delgado, first time. Oh, in your train room, but I think it was on my end. Oh, Dave, local Dave, who used to be like a technician for fiber optic cables. Oh, I guess he kind of still is, but I don't know why you'd have problems on your end. You should be the pro, Dave. Honest. Frank says he can hear us. Pirate ship. I kind of like that, Tom Strains. Thank you for that. Silver Train, I don't watch football. So I couldn't tell you who won, Grizz or Bobcats. I heard there was some sort of big game going on. I don't follow sport. The only sport I follow is motorsports. That's about it. Oh, rodeo. Does that count? Rough stock rodeo, mostly. I don't know what happened. Hey, some people said it's just fine. Some people say it's not working worth a shit. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry that I cussed like that. Dang it. It's, I'm terrible. Like it's when I'm doing this, when I'm recording it, I can always edit it out, but I'm stuck right now. I'll work on it in case somebody's watching with their little. So, what do I got here? A couple guys I was talking to beforehand said that they didn't get a notification that this live stream was going to be taking place tonight at 6. I think I put it up about 11 o'clock. I know that because Lynn McCurdy jumped on it right away and left a message. So I think it was 11. Some people tell me that even though they're subscribed to the channel, being a channel subscriber and being a channel member is two different things. You got to be subscribed first. Subscribed in the past, people have told me that sometimes YouTube unsubscribes them for some reason. I don't know. Make sure you're subscribed. And then, of course, you also have to hit the bell notification, all the extra features to get notifications like this when a live show is coming up. Of course, obviously, you must have everything clicked right because you're here. And I'll just be saying this to the fellers that missed the live show because they didn't know. And they might be rewatching it later on down the road. So I guess so. Diesel Days says my notification was off. I got notified earlier. Wayne, the weather, Wayne E. Okay, so Dan Crane, yeah, so I put it on Facebook. I got 2,200 fellers and fellettes that are following me on the Facebook. That's pretty dang cool. Bit of information for you here. Channel just celebrated its 4th birthday. That took the 8th or 9th of December, I believe it was. I got a notification for it. And I've been swamped with things going on that I'm not on top of my game. If you notice, I don't get to the comments fast enough on the videos. Emails, I get behind on those. I can only do about 2 to 3 hours at a time upright at the desk, and then I got to go sit down, and then I got to come back. Butler, welcome to Apprentice Local Mechanic. Wonder why it says that all fancy and green like that. Makes me wonder, did you just upgrade to an apprentice? Interesting. The XIRIAK, maybe Butler. I don't know. Thank you. Happy birthday. Have the guys that do this live streaming stuff all the time. They have to give me a hint on how all this stuff works better. What does it mean? Little hearts, or what is that blowing up and down? That's an ice cream thing or something. So X is fine. That's a lot easier to say, that's for sure. I know 4 years out there, Varney train man. It's a long time. And I pretty much almost always did one video a week. This year I kind of fell behind just a little bit from the taking over to go to North Dakota and get almost sucked up by tornadoes and hurricanes. Oh, and just so you know, hurricane force wind is why I said we were in a class 3 hurricane. You don't have to be on a coast to experience hurricane force winds. Eric Delgado, this guy entered chat on my living room TV. Train room ready for my... Oh, so Eric's finally on a computer now. And now you can see what's going on. Sure. So Bill Butler's in the train club. Silver Train says the sound just came back. T-Jet, thanks for that. To explain the pronunciation from X. It'd be hard to do it phonetically also. I noticed interesting things in the Facebook chat is that guys have a hard time with the East Coast, West Coast time. Best I knew, we only had 4 time zones in America here. Coast. I think they call that Atlantic. I don't know. East Coast? Is there an Atlantic? Might be guys that are farther east than the East Coast. I know up in the Canada area, it goes out farther there. I always knew it from back and when you'd watch Saturday Night Live, they'd have one of them that would show up at like 9 on the East Coast, and then they'd have another one that would put 9 on the West Coast or something. And you had to figure out the time zones and stuff like that. Job, oh, bro, I'll blow that last name. Bellert 8080 says he finally made it to a new one here, Nova Scotia. Matthews Model Trains. Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific. Yeah, that's what. But somebody said that there's an Atlantic time. But that might be across the pond. I don't know. Does a GG1 burst out of the birthday cake? I don't know. So, wait, people over here though. Eastern Standard. So now why do you to have standard time? Why are they standard? That's not fair. Central, Mountain, Pacific. Yeah, time zones. I should have Googled it first or something like that. So, what do we know here? We've got all the trains that I put up for sale from the last video got sold. The T144 Bowser. Apparently, I was asking Lynn. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn. Very kind of you. What can I do? Click on that. Hit that little post. This heart button do. Oh, I gave it a heart. So I figured that it wasn't going to sell for two almost complete T14444. I pulled it, and I guess we're going to strip one of them out, and then the other one will be sold as a complete running locomotive that just needs a paint job. So if you're eyeballing that Bowser, that'll be back as soon as I get a chance. And I promptly went to the eBay and perked up some new weirder stuff to work on so that there's more things to work on the channel. I wish that we lived in Arizona and didn't have daylight savings time also. They're bunk out 41.7. So any line else going to go up for Gary Bollinger? Most that's on that back wall right there, no. These ones right here, these four are waiting for a video to be made. They're 675s, and then whatever the 027 version is of them. Make a video of them, and one's going to get a repaint into the Denver Rio Grande Western Bumblebeam theme, so it'll be kind of an odd one, and then the other ones will be sold off. But that'll probably be mid-spring or early spring. Do you make your mat on your desk that you work on the train? Graybeard trains. I had a sign shop make me for that. Made that for me. I took the normal green cutter mat that you buy at the hobby store, and I took it down to them and says, "Can you make these?" And they said, "Well, not on a cutting board surface. Can you make it on a piece of aluminum?" Yeah, I can do that. So they did, and they made me two of them. I got another one that I haven't dug out yet because I wanted to let this one get really ruined and then get the new one and squeeze another 4 years out of it. So if you have a local sign guy, they can make custom ones for you. Just you can't cut on it. So I don't cut on mine because it'd hammer it out. Ron, you may be able to do a show about the next box I sent. Oh, Lynn is like my primary broken locomotive guy. And sometimes they're not even broken. They just got a hair wrapped around an axle or something like that. We have another one from Lynn that's going to be coming out. Athearn Genesis Big Boy. It'll be the next HO game that we're going to do and put that back together and get it running. Varney Trainman, I'm interested in parts from the other T1. Send me an email, classicmodeltrains@aol.com. And then whatever you want, put your phone number in there because that way I can talk. We can talk so much faster than typing back and stuff like that. Kurt Sunday said Subaru. He's going dry over there. Thank you very much, Kurt. Out there, his beer's getting warm on him or something like that. Kurt Sunday is quite the character. I visited with him. Nice guy out there. A lot of you guys, when I called you up on the phone that's out there, just funny. Frederick. I can't remember the last name. The feller out there in the Burrows. What a hoot. He was an absolute funny guy too. Pasquarelli, I think it is. Funny guys. I love that Italian East Coast accent. It's just like you see on TV. Because here in the breadbasket of America, we don't run into that at all. And I never ever talked to anybody from Boston with a real heavy, thick Boston accent. That'd be interesting one to talk to also. Teddy, D. Teddy. He says, eye on the eBay listings out there. No, that ex-Crustang. I don't want a Bachmann steamer. No, they're evil. No. So John Nipperberg, 2-part, what the heck's that say? Commercial clock. I don't know. 221 locomotive. That one? Yeah, that might be. That just showed up today. Apparently, I'm in the business of trains for people now for money because I can't fix RVs anymore because I'm too broken down. So I had to go into fixing trains. And this guy's from Lewistown. Just happened to catch a video, brought it in here. Oh yeah, there it is. I think local Dave's got one of those hiding out at his place too. So beautiful set. We just got to clean it all up, lube it, do some maintenance to it, update his transformer, and they're going to get that going. It's his dad's train set. His dad was born in 45, 48, one of the two. They were just here today. So Fred Pasquarelli, Staten Island, that's the one right there. Yes. Forget about it. I loved it. Talking with him was so much fun. Hardin Entertainment. My favorite line now is going to be this. As long as I don't spill my cup. This one right here I painted. Uh-oh. What did I do? My phone fell on my keyboard. God, I hope it's still going. That red one right there. That's the one that I painted and fixed up, and that's the one that I like the most. And then I love all the rest of them like children, but you know, that's what one. That's the one I'll pull out of here when the place is on fire. I'll come in and get that one and bail. George Dowell, thank you very much. East Coast out there, 8:22. I never know what's a good time to do this. I try to get it to where everybody's done eating supper, but the boys on the West Coast, this is probably their supper time right now, so I'm interrupting it. X, the simple green doesn't work as well on rust. Still kind of mechanically separate them. It's better on grease than rust. Gary Bowling says it's still going. You're still going. Yes. Good. Interested in your electroplating experience. Kurt Sunday, electroplating. I got to get back on that. All I know is that you got to prep the stuff really, really well. Gary Keller up. Thank you very, very much out there. Southern Cal throwing out a super thanks, I guess that's called in the chat. Thank you guys very, very much. Everything went well. How's the back doing? I'm going to physical therapy, and they did this thing called dry needling. I thought it was going to be a lot like what the Eastern culture does with the acupuncture, like, you know, like this far. Yeah, no, they come out with these 2-inch needles. So they come 40 millimeters because they just want to be mean to us. And I asked the guy, how far you put that in? He goes, all the way. And I'm, you know, just like, how far is all the way? How long are they? 40 millimeters. I go, dude, I live in America. You know, medical system here, would you? I go, I see that they're about 2 inches long. And he goes, I'm serious. I put them in all the way. And then it grossed me out. Like, oh, geez. And we're helping or not helping. Just the thought that they jammed that thing into my back straps as far as they did. No. I quit doing dry needling, so I gave you guys a heads up on that. Auburn, Maine. I'm with the Auburn Great Falls Railroad Club. Hello, Thomas Bailey. Bunch of parts. Jeff Sykes. Superlube, John out there. QF4EX. Hello from near. I'm in the guy talked to you about the cab forward. Terry Jacobs. So, Michael, what are they having a sale on these things? Hello, Michael. Welcome to Fitness Loco. We got a new member right now as we're chatting along. Well, this is just exciting as heck. So I wonder what I would visit about all night long. What I really need to do is learn how to do this on StreamYard, and then I could show the address that you type in to get to it, and then there'd be a guest that would pop up, and then we got another one here. Ed's Railway. Welcome to the Journeyman Mechanic. Thank you, Ed, for supporting the channel like that. Michael, all kinds of things popping up. What I need to do is I need to get local Dave here. We need to have a network of computers setting up so I can have one guy doing all the tech while I'm busy trying to sound. I'll have to work that out with local Dave. We'll give him a microphone, though, so we can talk every now and then. So up to 261 people, Dan Crane is telling me. Ron, did you get to see the CPKC holiday train this year? I did not, Graybeard. I didn't do much anything. The life seems to be in the way of trying to do things. So I try to take care of mom's stuff and keep stuff on the channel. And it's like a kind of a full-time job a little bit. I just restored a transition S gauge. Oh yeah, club was going to throw out. Don't you hate that, Thomas Bailey? Don't throw. It's nice that there's guys out there that'll pick up unloved things and bring it back out. Teddy, 1970. What other HO scale steam engines do you have for sale on your wall? I don't know. I'm working on just mostly collecting Union Pacific and the HO stuff. So if it ain't marked HO or it's not an American tribute train, then it's going to eventually come up for sale. Short story long. If you want, reach out, classicmodeltrains@aol.com. Leave your name and a phone number. I'll give you a call. We can chat. You know, if I can not run anything through eBay, that'd be a bonus. I figured out they take 18% of the gross. The gross would be, you know, the final price of the either auction or listing. And then they group up the sales tax, add that in. Then the shipping, they add that in. That gross number, 18% of that gross is what their cut is. Sat around here one night and worked that out. Got another one. Vintage model train collector joined the Apprentice Local program. Our memberships out there, different than subscriptions. Memberships. We use that to help support the $1 club layout, paying the rent on that building that it's stored in. It's in a storage yard. It's a 15 by 40 uninsulated, unelectrified tin shed, which is a huge step up from the zoo barn that it was living in, being urinated and excreted on by mice, and straw and hay blowing in it and everything else. So it's in a better place right now, but I still need to try to find a better location for it. And some local guys that want to play Modular Railroad Club member. That's what we really need. Southern Tea Daddy. It's Troy. I am doing the same with Pacific. I do have a few Southern Pacifics. Great British from Syracuse, New York. Hello, Timothy, Ryan. If the guys are getting thirsty, Super Lube! Try to drink, if that's what you guys are doing. Wayne Wolf says he likes to pick up the basket cases out there. Sometimes when this plays back, it doesn't have the chat stream going on the side. I clicked a button for it. So hopefully the chat scroll is showing up if you're watching this after today. And I mentioned things that I see on the side just in case it isn't. Fostoria, Ohio Model Railroad Club. Hello. Thomas the Tank Engine. Hello. Lynn McCurdy. I forgot, promised the take her to dinner. Lynn, thank you very much for all that you do. Take the missus out to dinner. Have a good time. Yeah, it is supper time out there on the West Coast. See you later, Lynn. Ken Thomas, we were just talking about the dollar club layout. It's just stalled out. All the videos that have been made on it is the last thing I've done to it, and nothing new has happened yet because my back injuries kept me from being able to go up there and do anything to it. Weaver trains and O-gauge from Matt Console. I've never ran into a Weaver train in O-gauge. I need to start exploring outside of the typical Lionel marks. I do have an American Flyer O-gauge up there. What do I got to do? This blue one right there is an O-gauge, but we did a video on that. I do need to pick up some other ones. Local Dave has got some nicer ones, really nice ones. Couple of them need a little bit of love. We're going to get those over here and do some work to them, hopefully. So that'll expand our O-gauge working on library, I guess it would be called. So what else? Gregory Trains is in Topeka, Kansas. Hey, from Virginia, Paul Knight. I don't know how to do that. It looks like Richter. I get Paul Richter out of it. The Marks M10,000. You can see that back there. I know there's one back there for sure. No, it's not on the wall. I'm still waiting to get a locomotive for it. I've got some rail cars. What's back there is a Lionel. There's a Marks train set. Oh, I can't see what they are. There's a Lionel Flying Yankee. This one's the Marks New York Central 33, and then this is the New York Central passenger set for the rarities. The American model toy trains, aluminum extruded passenger cars. They came out before Lionel started putting out their aluminum cars. So that's why they're both up there. This one right here is a Marks. It's called a Mercury or a Copper Queen. There was a video done on this one as well. And then the rest of them are just kind of holding space up there so that the shelves don't look empty. So about suggestions to help with your recovery. X, I'll have to take a look at that now. Yeah, I've got physical therapists that I keep asking them if I can go to the, get a membership at the gym and start doing stuff. And they're like, really quite yet. You got to keep working on getting them a little bit stronger before you put that kind of exertion on them. Okay, I'll listen to them because they're costing me a fortune. And they're half my age, which is weird. Frank O'Connor, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Looks like he's checking out. So good night, Frank. Have a good one. Laurel Highlands Model Railroad Club, Somerset, Pennsylvania. Hello from Vermont. The Great Wall of Trains. Vintage model train collector. What's the rarest Tyco loco or rolling stock? Just made some cups on them right here. I've got this locomotive right here. These were only made in 1982. There's this one, and there's also the steam locomotive version of it. So I do have both of those. Rarest, the lawsuit boxcar, those in my set. These are actually pictures of them. The reason that these are rare is because Tyco was using the Bicentennial 1776 logo without permission. They had to destroy the cars, put them on recall and destroy whatever they had. But some got out to dealers and some got out into the, so those make some of the rarest Tyco boxcars out there. And the price seems to go up and down a lot. Trains gift ceremony. What the heck's that? Blue Dog sent 20 classic model train gift memberships. What does that mean? Does that mean that we just received 20 new members? Well, Blue Dog, that's very, very kind of you. How that works, that's fantastic. 20 new guys are going to be coming in. Looks like they're showing up. I thought Markland Zeit was already in here. I think he's over there in Slovenia, if my memory is going to be correctly. Very, very kind of you. Plastic axle, basket case running again. Sleeper barbecue grills. That was some good barbecue sprinklings that you sent out there in that package. That was, the little lady really, really liked that. You betcha. Gift memberships. Wow, it just still keeps going and going. I can't even scroll back. Who is that again? Blue Dog 1840. Very, very much. 20 new memberships just went out by the element out there. Fantastic. This is crazy. Hey, Ron. Happy DLT Berkshire. Hello. A scholarship membership. How those little hearts are flowing. Weirdly enough, in the end, whenever you guys make all them hearts fly up like that, it'll show up in a graph on it later on from all the numbers that they give us for some interesting reason. Three sides of the 1776 cars. The lawsuit cars, John, wait a second. Bunkhouse. The lawsuit cars are like one's red, one's white, and one's blue. This is what they look like. If they're red, white, and blue mix, they're not the lawsuit cars. They're the ones that they came out with to get it fixed. The old mineral spirits. Pull out the old mineral spirits, yes. Blue Dog out there. Super Lube. For those of you that might be joining in, a couple of guys who are playing the drinking game every time I say Super Lube. I only say it like twice on each meeting. It's so, star logos are cool. I click Lionel and American Flyer. Michael Egbert, drop me an email, classicmodeltrains@aol.com. I don't know if there's any guys out there that do professional fixing on stuff. It's tough coming up with a price. Some things you buy it for $40 and then, hey, I want to get this fixed. Well, okay. Well, a guy wants to get a somewhat livable wage, skilled wage to work on these things. And then What Wayne Weather Wax 8408. He just sent 20 classic model train gift memberships as well. Huh. I want one of those illegal Tyco coffee cups. My gift cards rolling. Just reserve me one, Ron. Eric Delgado, I've got those on eBay. They're currently on there right now. If you go to my store, you can click on it, order it. I print it, shoot it in the mail the next day. So those will be a lot simpler for me and faster to crunch through them all. Because the ones that are just not custom one-offs, they're going to be on my eBay store, Classic Model Trains eBay store. So John Bannicky, yeah, help you and your missus. Sandy, yep, so far we're doing good ones. The little hearts are just flying out there. Thank you guys for doing that. What's our numbers? Who's all visiting with us? I don't have the numbers on the screen here for some reason. Oh, just real estate to convert to DC sound. You're ready to sue my model train club. DLT Berkshire, yeah, a lot of model railroad clubs get a lot of things donated to them. You don't got to make them, club level. Make them, polish them up, make them entry level. Let's try to find some kids to give them to, or sell it to them for $20 or something. The hobby, a lot of us started out as kids, 6, 7, 8 to 14. As soon as we find motorcycles or go-karts or girls, sports, then we're married. Then we've got kids and we don't come back a lot of the time, statistically speaking, until we're empty nesters. And then we come back with a passion. We got to keep working on the young ones right now to get them in their starter set, because it sticks. It seems to stick very well for some. Love the mugs, Matt. Love the mugs right there, especially the rare one with the rare Tyco boxcars. $2.55. Thank you. Greg, Jeremy, Ed's Railway, Turner, Tyco, Angeline, Kurt Sunday's little one. Angeline's watching with her. That's why I got to be careful and not talk like I'm on the backside of the barn. It's hard for me. If you know me personally, it's tough. I can make a sailor blush. Our club does a train giveaway every year. DVV 45. I was going to that one fella that said his club kind of restores them up. Yeah. And then try to sell them, makes money for the clubs. Absolutely. T. Deddy's got 2 cab forward steam engines, both for parts of one. I don't know what they could be causing them. If the motor is working. I just did that cab forward video. I powered that motor up without the trucks or the wiring or anything hooked up to it. So just check your motor and juice it and see if it's juicing. Maybe the armature shorted out. Maybe it doesn't have electromagnets in it. So I blame armature, worn out brushes. So you just kind of got to break it down to try to figure it out. Maybe the wiring is shorting out on the chassis, causing it to short. Otto from Cincinnati says hello. William Dyke, 33%ers. Tyco's Johnson Wax promo train set from 1977. Oh, I don't have to feature one. Tyco things I've done. Well, I think I've done one shark nose, and they have 13 different shark noses, but I'm not going to do videos on 13 of them because they're all identical except for the paint job. The train set, it's all pretty straightforward, so I can't do too much for that. I know it's a little bit of a rare set. It took me a while to find the Johnson Wax shark nose. They don't come up very often. A cigar, Thomas has got a cigar box Lionel locomotive. Yeah, them boxy ones like that. I think there's one hiding out. What do I do? This one right here is a electric box train, but that one's an American Flyer 3-rail right there. Slot car. Yeah, somebody gave out a bunch of memberships. Very, very nice. Welcome aboard, Slot Car Underground. Greg Trainmaster's been giving train sets away. I don't know anybody to give a train set to. All my buddies' kids, and then they don't have kids of their own, or they're not even babies. I don't know who. I could have lots of stuff to give them away. I tried selling starter train sets, Lionel starter train sets, completely lubed, clean, tracked, transformers updated, $100, $125 marketplace. Nothing but a bunch of tire kickers and time wasters. Unbelievable. I don't know what to do with these 4 sets. I guess I'll put them on eBay or something like that. Still waiting for the day that you get into live stream. The Old Bay Railfan. Thank you so live steam. Yes. Well, I did one live steam, a stationary locomotive one, and scalded myself, initially because it came up to temperature really, really fast. Built gaskets for it out of a beer box. Got it to work. Got some bigger ones to play with though, because those are pretty neat. Although there's not a lot of guys that do model railroading and do model live steam, because that video never ever got very much views on it, no matter what. Alco Diesel American Flyers, XC Rustang. Yes, I've done some American Flyers. The videos are actually categorized. If you go to the main page, go to the playlists. I put every Lionel video is in one playlist. Every American Flyer video, another playlist. Every HO, if it's made by Athern, it's in a playlist. So that way you don't have to search through 180 videos to try to find one that might be interesting to you. You can go main page, playlists, broken up, and then you can go in and check them out and hopefully find the information you need a bit faster. You can also Google the specific locomotive, because Google will serve up my, did one for an Alco American Flyer diesel. It would more than likely bring up the one that I did, because Google and Facebook are the same, they're kissing cousins. So they use the same search engine on them. Yeah. Merry Christmas to Slot Racer, Arizona Slot Racer. I'd like to buy Lionel, K-Line, MTH, and S-Gauge, and G-Gauge. Greg Friend. I've got some K-Line here that we're getting ready to put up on the market. Drop me an email with your phone number in it. Classic Model Trains, AOL.com. One-handed. A delay. Okay, yeah. Part of the 76 train was the use of the presidential seal is illegal. Things test. You're right. The presidential seal was on the locomotive. That was on the C4. Was the one that used they used the presidential seal. And then on boxcars, they used the bicentennial seal without permission. So the locomotive and boxcars both are recall items. Greg, which manufacturer would you suggest for steamers in GG1? Greg, France. I've got to tell you, people overlook Mahano. They do. I've got Mahano, every Mahano I've ever worked on. It showed up as either a donation, well, all donations. And I didn't think they would work. They worked smooth. You can get them 35, 40, 45 bucks, except for now, because everybody that's watching this is going to jack up their prices, but they are good runners. The red, white, and blue GG1 I did, it's Mahano by either IHC or AHM. Good runners. That one's got 2 motors in it. Wow, just off the chart. If you want to really know for sure, buy a Mahano branded one, because I hear that their quality is higher than the ones that they made for AHM in the 70s. Why is my super glue burning my face cloths? Oh, Thomas Bailey, I tell you, don't pour it on your hands accidentally, because it burns when it does whatever it does with the chemical reaction. Oh my God. Kurt Sunday says, Super Lube. There's a number 3 by Kurt Sunday. I have to wonder if that means he's the 3rd highest commenting individual. I'm trying to figure out what those are. So why did the Milwaukee Road have yellow F units? I don't know. Eating Ron, and I got a recent edition that I'm curious about. It's a Tyco 4301 in a Sioux line paint. MLW. It's just a Tyco C430. That's what that is. They got that power torque engine in them. You can see if you go to my playlists for all my Tycos, I'll show you how to clean those up, relube them, get them running again. It's common locomotive, Sioux paint line. Yeah. U30 Tyco GP20. Eric Gatto, I've got Tycos. Tyco didn't make a U30B. Tyco made a lot of GP20s, and I've got every one that they've ever made. Back when I first started the channel, and before that, I was busy collecting every Tyco locomotive that they made. And I am only short by the really hard ones to find. And they're not really hard to find. They're just more expensive than the rest. I got like 5 more to go. And it's going to cost like, well, last time I priced it out is like $1,500 to buy them, all the ones. And I'm like, well, maybe we'll wait on those a little bit. They can be spendy. The Munyon Road. I just purchased one of those locomotives. Monon. I kept calling it Munyon and all the guys over there. Yep. Made you comment though, didn't I? The Monon Road. Yes. Ken Thomas just sent an email. It's a Mantua MU2 drive. They're not rare. It's not rare at all, but you got the better drive. It doesn't have the power torque in it. I got a video that shows how to clean those and lube them up too. The MU2 drive is a better drive, so it's going to give you better performance for an entry-level set. John Bannock, he said he started with 50 years ago with Tyco and still have them. Teeth on was Tycos and Lifelikes. I didn't even really know what they were. They were just trains Dad bought for me at the flea market, and that's what got me going. Yellow Unites are usually just the sorting yard. Okay. Pretty good condition. Thomas Bailey's taking off on us. Monon, says John Bannocky. Monon. Ray Bobel just showed up out there. What's the closest running real train line near you? People can see real trains run. William Dyack. The Burlington Northern Santa Fe comes through here right now after the 12th different railroad. It used to be the Montana Rail Link, and it used to be something before that and something before that, but now it's them. And there's a line just less than 3/4 of a mile from me, a main line. So when when the air is heavy, full of moisture, it sounds like they're honking their horn just right next door, for sure. How easy is it to convert it to DCC? You don't want to convert a Tyco to DCC. The motors in them can pull too many amps. You'd probably want to start off with something just a little nicer, or get a Tyco steamer that's got a separate motor in it, and then you can upgrade to a CAN motor, and then you can DCC that. I've got a video where I did that to a Pacific, but the diesel ones, unless you repower it with a Athearn Blue and then have an updated CAN motor in the blue box drive, then you can put the Tyco shell on them and then DCC it. Then you'd really have something there. Just, it's a long way around the barn, though, that's for sure. Big Waz, looks like he showed up here. Got me smug the other day. Nice to see that you're here. Tyco GP20. Ray, did you put that on a blue box chassis or remotored or anything like that? You got a video out there we can see? Railgoon promoting the Lakeshore Model Railroad Association. Well, Railgoon, what city and state? Just to throw it out there some more. Papa John, what kind? Okay. Along an impossible railroad. Canyon. I'm trying to read all these things going on out there. Some new guys showed up, wanting to know what's going on with the $1 club layout. Nothing's happened to it since the last video, where I was just I had all the buildings in here and I was back together and sorting them out. And that's about it. I broke down and I haven't been able to go anywhere, do anything. I can't move nothing. I can't lift nothing. I can't pick up nothing. So it's just in hanging out, doing what it does. That's all we know. Hopefully I'm going to get back on it. Our winter has been mild, to say the least, up here. So a guy can still get some work done up there. I want to move some modules around, but I got to get one more filler to help me move them a little bit, slide them on the ground, and then open it up, make it a little bit wider, and stack them in the center and do the wiring, them all together. And there's always stuff to do. Richard Grasso, Merry Christmas to you and your family as well out there in Long Island. What are my thoughts of a Tyco GP20 spray painted gold? Well, Bill Butler, thanks for stopping in. You guys have a Christmas as well. Spray painted gold locomotive. If you want to make it into something, a fantasy theme, that's fine. Everybody does that. That's how you Work on your painting skills, your modeling skills by using an entry-level locomotive. Do some decaling to it too. Find what to do, what not to do. I'll tell you one thing not to do. Don't spray any Krylon clear over any of your Krylon semi-gloss or flat paint because it'll bubble. No matter you follow the directions as much as you want. No. If you want to spray a gloss paint. Don't spray flat and then clear it afterwards. Or wait a month and a half for the paint to be fully cured and then gloss it, because you will have bubbling like you wouldn't believe. Blue Dog wants to hear Super Lou. Massachusetts Dave too just showed up. I think I just got done talking to you on the phone here a couple days ago. We got your cup. I believe it went in the mail today. Papa John's Trains. I know there's some guys here locally that follow the channel. The local Dave does. He helps. But I don't hear from him too much. So I don't know. And then, of course, there's a train club already here. And they've got a beautiful layout. It's not mobile, but absolutely wonderful, wonderful layout that they've got. Some guys in there. How long would it take you to paint up that Dash 70 from UP and decal it? As the big boys. How long would it take to... I don't have a Dash 70. I got a Dash 90. It's a Rail Power Products that I made look like... I don't know if that's one you're making reference to or not there. D-Teddy 1970. Oh, how long did it take to paint? 4 days. 4 to 5 days to paint on that and decal. Anything that I do for painting, it's a good 4... because you're always waiting for paint to dry. And then decaling, you can only do it 2, 3, 4 nights to decal it. Then you wait for them to dry a little bit, so you don't wipe them off as you work on other things. And it's just a slow process. Kurt Sunday's going to build a Tyco 462. A 462. Chroming will be interesting. A lot more chemicals involved in chroming than nickel plating and copper plating. But, if a guy's in the automotive industry or something like that, and they got a chrome dip tank where they work, yeah, it's pretty easy to do right there. Vintage Model Train says he's going to take off, so thanks for stopping in. Cassie, the Gamer 21. I've got some Mantua steamers here and can motors inside of them. Although I do agree that they're built a little nicer than Redbox. Well, they're about a little nicer than Redbox level. But no, actually, I sold one Mantua because I mean, how many does a guy need? So, yeah, some of the Mantua Classic steamers though are really nice. I agree. Ron, I just got into the YouTube channel things and I posted it. Got your trains under the tree, Lionel Lines Railroad, yeah. 8FT 250 coming up soon. John Nipperberg. I heard there is a spray for decals you can use prior to utilizing the decal. Yes, I mentioned that. Spray it with a hobby grade clear over the top if your decals are old, and you'll never know if they're old or not until you take it off the paper and then you try to handle it and then it breaks like ice over a lake. Then it's too late. So yeah, don't use a Krylon clear because it's so thick. When I was doing this Rail Power Products, when I was making, what was that one there? It was the Union Pacific, Spirit of the Union Pacific SD90 Mac. About 2 months ago I was doing, and I showed the difference between the Krylon spray paint and a hobby grade, Krylon's clear and a hobby grade clear. And the Krylon is so thick, made the decal look really, really bad. One of the viewers out there told me about that trick 2 years ago, and then I finally decided to do it. Terry Jacobs is taking off. Thanks for popping in. Big Train Master, the man. I don't know about the one that dies. There's been a lot of death going on recently. This getting old part sucks. People it's like, oh, they died. Oh, they're dying, and oh, jeez. What a kind of a bummer for sure. Lost a cousin today. So I found that out this morning. Kind of a downer. So, conversations going on. Roy Abel Bell. Things that he's going to be talking about. Rail Fan Connects Field, thanks for stopping in. What's our numbers at right now? I've been at it for an hour, chatting and all. Be here. 220, thank you. How do you say that last name? Bunk? How? Edward, thank you. Happy New Year to you. How do I fix my one model trains? And I learn a lot from you too. Sandy below. Hi, Ron. I do fix my own model trains. Sandy, I'm glad that you're getting stuff and fixing them up. Teddy, 1970, yes, she's battling cancer for quite some time and had it beat. And last I heard, she was in the hospital with pneumonia. And then we got this. And it's just like, man, pneumonia taking people out. And you hear about it, when you're younger, but now that you're older, it's people people that are your age. It's just like, oh no. Yeah. Observer 2566. It's got O gauge. Yeah, 66 to 68. I think it's great. For your kind words out there. Ron, have I worked on a FM Train Master? No, I've got one though. There's one up there. Local Dave gave it to me for my birthday here. So I think he's this one I got. I can't make my hand do that. Yeah, just right there. It is. Yes, I've been kind of saving that one to do a video with it also. Big monster, an actual true O gauge locomotive there. One of the very few scale O gauges that Lionel made post-war. Thank you guys for your prayers for my cousin. Engel's Coat Shop over to Joliet. What's this you're talking about there, Anthony? Joliet is just really much down the road, and I don't know what Engel's Coat Shop is. Notch Fox, get back into trains. No more considering. Time to just jump in with both feet. And then try out all gauges too, because they both have all their fun to them. You can pick up a starter set, especially if you need some love for free, $25, $40. Yeah, definitely give her a shot. No more, make it come true for sure. Change doing this. These stump pullers. Guys keep asking about those. I don't know if this is going to come around enough. No. Demo. Last I got them, I decided to run them or put decoders in them. So that way I could maybe ask the local club if I can run them on their layout, and they run DCC. And then I got my own club layout. So I don't need to finish doing them DCC, but I will. I need to paint them and I want to detail them. And I've bought tools and I bought parts to do it. And to be quite honest, I'm a little bit scared. It's like, I want to make them really nice, but I'm afraid that my skill sets might not match what yours can actually do. So I call that being paralyzed by fear of not knowing how they're going to turn out. I got all the parts for them. They need to be decaled and painted and decaled and detailed. So I've literally got to sit down and do it, but I got to think ahead 1 week out, because it'll take at least a week of doing painting and decaling these locomotives. So yeah, but it's definitely time to get back on the stump pullers and then see what they can pull on my layout and go from there. So get a couple guys to keep an eye on things if something starts coming off the track around the loop. Some help to holler out and go, hey, shut it down, shut it down. Yeah, X, there's a lot of real world applications out there. I completely agree. D Teddy, is that the Burlington Northern GP unit by Lionel? Burlington Northern, is that the Burlington Northern GP unit by Lionel? I don't have any Burlington Northern GP units. Unless you're talking about the ones that's on my HO shelf back over here, they're Atherns. These ones over here, they're not Lionel. Because Lionel would be Bachmann, and I wouldn't want to run one of those because I don't trust them with their gears. So Gary Keller up, yes, he says he's got the Hertz going on too. Got my layout belly level sitting down. Yep. Build your layouts high enough to get underneath of them real good. I agree with you. So thank you, Oliver. Yes, I know I just got to do it. I bought a drill press, a little tiny hobby drill press, and a little tiny chuck and little teeny tiny drill bits so I can drill holes in the body to put the little tiny grab rails and ladders and things on the, And I got to sit down and start drilling little tiny holes and painting little tiny steps and decaling little tiny things. There goes those hearts again. Patrick says the Great Wall of Trains is being hawked. The O gauge locomotive you showed us. No, that is a Lackawanna locomotive. This one over here, up there's I can't point at it. I can't figure it out. That's a Lackawanna FM Train Master right there. And then, so if that's the one we're talking about. East Coast Dave showed back up again. Not to check trains for parts diagrams and parts. Yes, thanks. Yes, Notch Fox. Also, guys are always asking me, where do I get my train parts from? I don't have a special honey hole HO stuff just off eBay. I just look there. You find a parts locomotive and rob it off of that. For Lionel and Marks and American Flyer, it'd be the train tender. It's in upstate New York. You can Google him. He's upstate New York accent, which means that they sound like they're really, really mad when they're talking to you, but they're not. That's just sound to us Midwesterners. Nice, great guy. Got lots of parts. So that's where I get my 3-rail stuff at, is the train tender, upstate New York. Anything else, eBay. Done some work on O-gauge accessories in the past. Any plans of doing some more? The Observer 2566. I have done a lot of work on them, but I'm thinking about doing a video on how to wire them up. It would be like a greatest hits video where this is how you wire up this crossing guard. This is how you wire up this bascule bridge. This is how you wire up this talking train station. And then just, draw it, explain it a little bit, and then do it like that. This is how you wire up an 022 switch. I'll have to have local Dave help me on that, because I blew him the last time I was at his house. Pulled all the insulator pins out, and they made a nightmare out of stuff. Jersey Bill's here. Hello, Jersey Bill. That's what I know about those O-gauge accessories. Need the cross gate. Late 50s, his parents gave him. His dad was a steam locomotive engineer. Yeah, I don't have any Burlington O-gauge stuff at all. Nope, I don't. So we're pushing 70 minutes right now. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Jersey Bill just got in late, huh? Hello, Mark Ryan. I never know what to do with these things when I run out of stuff to say kind of towards the end. Hey, Ron, do you people ever send... Wait a second, what does it say? Ron, do people ever send you old scratch-built locomotives to try to get back running? No, I don't get any scratch-built stuff. People will usually reach out to me beforehand and say what they want to send, and sometimes I'll go, no, don't do that, because it's expensive, and I don't want to have them send something that's not going to get worked on here, or it's like, what? I don't know what this is. I can't fix it. We can't make a good video out of it. I usually know what's coming my way, but sometimes they're a surprise to me. Also, stuff comes in quite a bit. You ever had any Chase railway lines? You ever had any MTH? Yes, there's one MTH video out there. It's local Dave's track set. We did that over the summer. There's 1 or 2 videos on. There will be some more MTH coming up as well. Local Dave has got a few more that need to be worked on. Russ Rocking O Railroad, hello. Big Waz, what locomotive collection? Union Pacific. I'm just kind of digging on those. I was looking up the big blows. Come to find out that wasn't just one locomotive. It was a series of 3 different locomotives that continued to evolve. The first locomotive, there's only one for sale on eBay, and it's brass, and they want $500. The second one, the second phase, the one that came out, they call it the veranda one. They're all over the place, and be careful because there's some that are made by NL and they're HO, which means they're made by Bachmann, which means they probably have cracked gears. So I didn't want to touch those. Athearn made some. They're enough where a guy could get into them and not have to take a loan out. One that comes in 3 pieces where the turbine car is completely separate. They're all brass hybrids, and they start at 1,000 and they stop going up at around 3,000 for an HO scale one. And then most of these that I just mentioned aren't even DCC. A few are, but whew. So I'm going to have to work on keeping an eye on that to do these on the Union Pacific big blows. So Walt Scottson finally showed up in the house. We just got done talking about you an hour ago. So I gave everybody the story about the Mark's trains and a shout out to the Railroad Club up there in Harlowton and everything else. So I'm glad to see you made it. There's an interesting one. Dwayne 50, a Tyco GP20 body on a Proto 2000 GP. Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, I know that there's certain combinations that do to get certain Tyco bodies to fit on certain things. And so interesting for sure. Is there a River Rossi US Steam local that you haven't repaired? Guy selling a dozen which are in need of repair, but I don't have the time. Peter Higgins. Peter across the pond over there in the I don't know even know what to call it. Europe, UK, EU. I don't know it. There's my government education working for me. There's a lot of River Rossi steam locomotives, like the American-made models more than the European ones, just because I'm used to American steam, not European steam. A couple of them, there's tons of them. I don't even know how many they've made. I don't even know how many I have or haven't seen, to tell you the truth, Peter. T. Diddy, 1970, thanks for stopping in. Will you let me know of any steam engines you will be selling? I'm on a channel in an episode, or they'll be on eBay, or if you know a specific one that you see, as long as it doesn't say Union Pacific on it, drop me an email, classicmodeltrains@aol.com. Leave your phone number so I can talk to you, and then we'll know. So Walt says he was driving home from Billings. So I'll straight Peter Higgins. Yes. Oh, we can't ship stuff back and forth. It's a fortune. Golly, somebody wanted a cup down there. Tim's Bits and Pieces, I think, was the Tim that wanted one. And it cut $48 just to ship a cup to Australia. Oh, my goodness. An elevator for my Lionel to store them on the wall to lower the rack to the layout. Any ideas? Observer 2566. Yeah, if you've got that level of engineering, there's multiple kinds of ideas that a guy can do. I wouldn't even know where to begin because there's so many ways a guy can do that. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. I guess the thing to do would be to start with something that's got chain drives and gears and little sprockets and motors that you can take apart and rob all the parts out of. Larger, like a rail on a 1x4, and they go up, down, or something. Probably have the elevator at the end, so you move it up to level 7, drive the locomotive on it, bring it down. Just my spitballing. Dennis the Menace, thanks for the gifted sub. Yeah, a couple guys this evening gifted out 20 gift subscriptions to people. If you're showing up just a little bit late, that scrolled by, I didn't write the names down. Those two gentlemen, thank you guys very much. Now we've got 40 new members in the thing. Shocking. Very, very interesting. 10 a.m. Australia. Oh my goodness. Challengers, big Burks. Yeah, I've got a Challenger. I've got a big boy, Peter. I've had a Berkshire. If it's a UP Berkshire, we can talk. Keep around. Yeah, well, you guys got a lot. You get a lot of stuff down there. Interesting. Rusty Lane shows up from East Tennessee. Rural Florida. How are you doing? Cappy 1193. Hey, Ron, UP's first turbine was a coal-fired. Yeah, I've been researching, Dan, about those when I thought, about going into it is interesting thing for sure. So I wanted to, like a series of videos or one long video on them. I just have to find cheaper Gen 1 and Gen 3 working models. So hello, Alan Dennis. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Siegfried, hello. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Because all the wiring for trains. Jeff Sykes, yeah, I've got one of those for Lionel post-war stuff that I ran into. And after you've on a few of them. It's like, oh, well, these are all pretty straightforward. I see that there's a newer one out there for the MPH, the electronic series ones with the boards and things. I want to get into that, so I might be able to work on newer stuff. For sure. Jersey Bill. Yeah, 25,000 subs. Do I have a party in mind? Jersey Bill. I might make a mention up and really fast a party. I'm up here all by myself. Me and local Dave and Walt Scottson is the closest other feller, and it's hard for us to get really booze it up and have a party. We're old and responsible. Spires. Peter Higgins is making spare parts now. Yeah, that's a good deal. There goes the hearts again, making those things fly around. That makes the algorithm so happy when those happen. I guess you just hold your thumb over the bottom or do things. I don't know what it does. Oh, can I do it? No, maybe I can. I don't know. I'm doing the happy faces. Nope, I can't do it. Only you guys can. The like buttons. Walt Scottson will come down and have a party with us. Too funny. Chase Railways has a friend scratch building something. Yeah, I've had some Casey Jones locomotives come through here. Mark Hamilton, my videos have inspired him to get his childhood train sets out. A lot of guys tell me that they've been sitting on them, and then they finally get up and go and do it, and that's fantastic. I guess I just started a YouTube channel. I wanted to have something with my oldest daughter because she was doing some YouTube stuff, and I wanted to have something to chat with her about. And this took off, and I didn't have a goal in mind. I was doing it, and it's come to find out how important it is become to some people. It's a lot of people, I guess. It's really, I can't think of the word. I'm not a wordsmith. Humbling. There it is. Humbling to know, how much influence that I've had over other people and their journey in the hobby. So that's fantastic. Cy Frets, Albany in Southwest Georgia. Merry Christmas from Albany in Southwest Georgia. Merry Christmas to you as well. Hello from Michigan. Rick Giordano. I think that's it. Mark is wanting to know how my mom is doing. She's settled in. She doesn't get to watch my videos. I have internet on the TV in the common room to watch the YouTube, but she's got people to talk to, and she's warm and comfortable, and she's getting her meds when she's supposed to, and she's not out trying to mow the lawn anymore and fall and break an elbow and all that other stuff. So John Nipperberg, I know, I can't believe that thing wouldn't run. I tell you the truth, because I had it on the track and the camera didn't show it, but when I said it's smoking, I think I fried the electromagnet in it. So I thought about rewinding it, but I was running out of time. I still got it around, and I'm going to rewire it and give her heck, because I think I was killed that Mark's locomotive. That motor, this is on that Christmas train set that I just got done repainting, because I thought for sure that thing was going to run. It was buzzing, so it was close enough to running for sure. We had to break out a backup trolley. Randall Ellison, they burned up they broke a O-gauge trolley. Sorry to hear about that. Hopefully it'll get going again. Should be easy enough to get fixed. Nathan Fifechime, Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Sounds like he's getting ready to take off. Patrick Sparks, a ton from the show, you betcha. Super Lube, it's been a while since we've seen Eric Delgado out there. Thank you very much. Super thanks like that. Greg Trainmaster, Merry Christmas to you and your little lady as well. Oliver Wilson, maybe want to get to the repair side, and so it's enjoyable. Right on. X, believing if you're having a bad day. Model trains can be fun to work on if you're not under pressure. They are something to go to, tinker, back and forth. Yes, that's true. Jersey Bill, thank you very, very much. Oh, I got to click these things. I've been forgetting to click on them. Little hearts right there. Jersey Bill, yes. I've still got, well, I won't see you before Christmas, but we still got 2 more videos that'll be up this month of December. So, Railfan 101, thanks for stopping in. Getting emails from fellers out there right now. Jim Carlson saying hello to Jersey Bill. Everybody on the East Coast, man, you guys got it made out there with all to do model railroading and all the train shows. Oh, I think my coffee got cold. All kinds of stuff. Anybody see that post in one of them, like HO? I don't know. They were talking about, some guy was talking about why these Dorito cars were so expensive. And then some guys are like, well, that's because they're kind of, guys kind of want them. Guys are collecting billboard cars. Sure. One guy wants to something. The guy that started eBay collected Pez dispensers. Gee, now look at the fortune he's got. If people want to hassle people, for me and Jersey Bill are neighbors. Oh, okay. John Bannicky, lots of shows in the Midwest. Now, I guess I'm upper Midwest, far out in the middle of nowhere. We get 2 shows here in Montana in the spring, like April. In the spring, where it might be May, where it's spring enough. Hello, Carlson. Where it's spring enough that it could snow on the way up there or on the way back. You get snowed in or iced in or something. So it's just miserable. You might have some shows in Wyoming. I don't know too much about the Wyoming there. I know there's a couple clubs not too far from me in Wyoming, Sheridan and Casper. I should reach out to those guys and go and see what they have to say. Buffalo, Trainwave TV, Buffalo, what? Wyoming or New York? Wait, yeah, New York. Oh, there's also a Buffalo Sioux, I found out. There's one in eastern South Dakota right before Thanksgiving. Right on. Edward Keller, thank you. Glad that you guys enjoy watching it and stuff like that. 50%er Club. If we actually just tracked just the guys that watch the video when it first comes out, like the first 1,000 views, honest to God, it's 80%er Club. Because all the guys that are out there, they watch it all the way through. As time goes by, it actually evens out to 33%. And it'll do that third to fourth day is when it turns into like that. What is this? Kurt Day, you now. Thank you very much, Kurt. Jeez, you're very too kind. Too kind. Super Lube. I think that's the second time that Kurt's donated on a super thanks like that. Thank you very much, Kurt. James Barker, I think that's the first time I've seen your name. Merry Christmas to you as well, sir. Buffalo, there's not a Buffalo. Walt Scottson says there's a Buffalo 18 miles north in Montana. Must be a really small town, because I've been places in Montana. Never been to a Buffalo, Montana. I don't even know how to. Gosh, Horn Greg. No pressure. Videos help and enjoy the humor. You help with fixing the train. Henry Ford Museum. What? You help with fixing the trains at Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. How does that work out? You have to drop me an email if it's a long story. classicmodeltrains@aol.com. But goodness, that'd be interesting to hear. Gregory Jones, 2004. Thanks for popping in. X says I'm the one that helped him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, once screws are screws, wires are wires. If it's already broken, you can't hurt it anymore. So you might as well give it a shot. That's how, kind of. The club in Cheyenne, Wyoming was a good train show. Oh, okay, Scott Madison. Oh, yes. There's a Buffalo, South Dakota. I found that out back when I was DJing, doing mobile DJing work. And I looked at the contract that I was supposed to go to Buffalo. And Buffalo is just down the road 100 miles. So I went to Buffalo, Wyoming, pulled out the contract to call up my contact. And I realized that the area code said 605, not 307. And I thought, what have I done? And I called him up and I told him what I did. And I was early enough in the day. I'm still over 150 miles away. This old beater 78 Chevy van with all my gear in it. And I think we were doing 110 miles an hour across I-25. I think it was. I don't know. I-90. I don't know what it was. I-24. I-94. Holy jeez. We were an hour late getting the show started, thankfully. That's the only time. And not for Buffalo, Wyoming, Buffalo, South Dakota, because I almost ruined some kids' school prom by showing up in the wrong town. Ron Wagner, understand what a 33%er is. Well, I just mentioned what it was in my last video. Go take a look at the very last video before this one at the end. So people that watch the video from the very beginning to the very end, but I broke it down with analytics and charts and graphs on that for anybody that's curious what a 33%er is. And every month or two, I'll say it again because we get a lot of new subscribers that come along. Stephen Dollahan, hello from Southern Illinois. Oh, sorry, Illinois, my bad. So I played Monopoly and I always called it Illinois because where we lived. Greg Train Master, Super Lube. Mark Hamilton, thanks for stopping in. Papa John Train says the Henry Ford Museum is awesome. Jeffrey Nunes, thank you for the rebuild videos. Got me into getting my old locomotives running again. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, X was just that. So yes. Kurt Sunday, he wants to know if he's the only one that's had a lot of super loops. Too funny. Glitched out, rang it, put it away for parts. Lo and behold, Ron did a video. What is this? David Bailey. Yeah, I showed him how to get one of his Tech 2s going. You betcha. He's you get Old West train sets. Yeah. Smoke break. Jersey Bill's going to take a smoke break. David Bryan said he's had 5 super lubes there, Kurt Sunday. Oh, golly. We're at 7:28. How many people are still with us? I don't have my counter up there. I know it kind of keeps coming and going, coming and going. Big Waz, Merry Christmas. Ron Wagner is part of the club. Just a little bit less than too much. 223. We've been sticking around that number about the whole time. 250, 260, 223. Who was with us from the very beginning to know? An hour and a half of listening to me drone on. Goodness gracious. Thank you, guys. X, Greg Trainmaster, Oliver, SY, Fret, Trainwave TV. What's the best way to make motors quiet? You can't make an Athearn quiet. I've got a video on it. I tried every trick that I heard about. And them old blue boxes, you cannot make them quiet. It's not really the motor as much as the gearing that's inside of them. Victor Haggard's out there. He's listening and playing with his trains, working on trains. Patrick Spark says, me. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great one. Same to you, Brian. Mark Ryan, 201 thumbs up. Blue Dog, 1840. Thank you much for your kind words. Fred, thanks for popping in. Ron got to go. Merry Christmas from Richard Grasso. Thank you. John, thanks for popping in. John Nipperberg, Alabama. No super lube here in New Zealand. Can you guys order it? Probably not. Well, I get it from Amazon. So I did. One guy that I knew from New Zealand ordered a bunch of N-Gage stuff from me. I wonder if that's the same guy, Mick Warrington. Ooh, Dr. Cube. Thanking the guy that bought him a gift membership. No, Patrick Sparks, he said there's no actual super lube lubricant. I'm sure New Zealanders have beer. I hope so. Australia does, because they had it on that one movie with that. Because I was working on some trains. Cy Fritz Jr. Types of SO. What do you use? Super lube. There are different types of super lube. There's greases. There's oils. There's conductives. I use the synthetics so that it doesn't affect the plastics. Have you done a G scale? Mark Ryan, I've got one G scale that I've done. And it was for hospital for their pediatrics ward. They stripped out all the gears on it. And there's 2. There's a steam locomotive that I did. I don't get a lot of G scales to find up here, garage sales or secondhand stores. So not a lot of G scale in my repertoire. Beer is our super lube in New Zealand. Yes, Pearl Drops, Dwayne 50. Yeah, that was the one trick. I couldn't remember what it was. It was a light polishing compound that's used on the gears. And then I blew it because I didn't put the gears in the exact same spot where they wore in with the exact same other idler gear. That's one of the things that I didn't quite get right, trying to get my blue boxes to be kind of quiet. For sure. So I think that's about everything we got. Everybody that showed up now, if you were beginning at the top of the show, I was remembering to check your subscription stat. Not if you're subscribed to the channel, not a member, that's different, because you got to be subscribed to the channel. YouTube unsubscribe you for some reason. You got to be subscribed. Check your notification bell and that other thing that you got to click, so that way when I post in the morning that I'm going to do a live, you'll get a notification that it's happening. Because when I put this on my Facebook page, they mentioned that they didn't YouTube them anything. Sometimes YouTube will change your statuses a little bit. Check on the notification bells and buzzers. I know everybody that does that, and every channel says it all the time, and that's the only way that you know when I put a video up. Some people go, "Hey, I know you haven't put a video out recently." Yeah, I try to do one every. But if you're not, if YouTube's not paying attention to what you're watching, they'll overlook me and throw something else up, because they're changing the way that everything works over there right now from all I've researched on. So thanks for all the videos on feeders for more voltage to the track. 561. Yeah, they must be working on some O gauge. Well, HO2. Yeah, power. Good power. Spread it out all over. Trains love them. I'm in a trailer, so I'm running G scale into the house. X says that out there. Jim Carlson's thanking somebody for the gift memberships. Ed's Railway. Dorito call for $5. Ed's Railway. From what I understand, some guys paid $50 for him. Some guys paid $25 for him. So you can get good deals. These cars right here, the lawsuit cars from Tyco, I spent $145 for them. I looked 3 years, not $145 for 3, for one, and then I paid $145 for another one. Then I paid $110 for another one, and then when I had them, then 4 months down the road, the last one sold $65, $45. It's like deals are deals when they're out there. I looked for 3 years to finally get them. And then, of course, when I have them all, the guys are giving them away. Stationary Dingleberry just got into the notice. Holy moly. I put it out at 11 o'clock this morning. So on my TV, I'm a subscriber, but on this tablet, I can't quite get it done. I don't know if the TV, well, it should. When you bring up the videos, Fred, it shows them. Yeah. So do a Z scale. I don't want to do a Z scale, Mark Ryan. I can barely take apart N gauge stuff and work on it. I'll never get down to Z. I've never even seen a Z scale in real life. So many rare trains at flea markets. It's things test. Yes, it's always nice when people don't know what they have and you can pick it up for cheap. Unit and a Line Chief Plus 2.0 GP9. No, but we are scheduled to work on one of Local Dave's. I don't know what it is, but it's smoke or quit working. And mostly the reason that it quit smoking is because we didn't know where to put the smoke juice. And we poured it down the throat of and it doesn't go there. And yeah, so we got to get in there and work on that. And I'm not sure what it is. It's either Line Chief or MTH. So talk to Dave and see if we can get that over here sometime in the next month and fix it. So Aberdeen J, I hope that answers the thing for you. Z scale on a, yeah, that'd be interesting. So yeah, bunkhouse, yeah, that's how a lot of the stuff that is here or Local Dave has. If you've seen his collection, I'll show it on some videos every now and then, because he'll pick up a lot of collections and then out and then resell the other stuff. Tim's Bits and Pieces finally made it to the show. We've been talking about you and the shipping costs that it costs a cup to Australia. Goodness gracious. And we also understand that it's probably 10:30 in the morning over there right now from the last feller that we were visiting with in Australia. So there it is. Local Dave's still with us. Was it the 2882 Lionel? Yeah, we both looked at each other like, oh, dude, because we both poured smoke juice down the smokestack, trying to get it to smoke more. Mick Warrington, I have not been able to do anything with the Dollar Club layout because I've been laid up from my back injury. I haven't been able to go anywhere, hardly do anything. I can't even open up the door to the place because it's so hard to open. So it's just been sitting for 3 months waiting for something to happen to it. Fred says he watches I watch every sending hello from Kurt Sunday's daughter. Well, hello, Angeline Sunday. Very nice of you. Hope you guys are fun out there. Oliver Wilson, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for doing that. Where's my mouse button out here? Give it a heart. Big Waz, I don't recall you work geared HO locomotives. I didn't mean geared like Climaxes or logging ones, if that's what you're making reference to, geared ones. I've not worked on those. But the gears in the trucks, that's the gears that I was making reference to. I've had 3 brass geared locomotives that came in that N-Gauge collection. They were HO, because it's like I didn't want to work on any brass stuff at all. Mick Warrington, yes, I seems to go out about every year. I get laid up for 2 months or more, and this time it's been more than less, and I didn't even do anything. But people says that it can be caused from stress, and I certainly had everything that was going on with my mom, so that bummed me out. Every video and binge from Fred Cotrelli, Jeff's Amazing Train World. Hello. Patrick Sparks. So far right now, therapy seems to be getting it back into shape, and exercise and teaching me. I know how to lift properly. It just comes to find out that I've been using some certain muscles in my back for certain things. This is what they tell me. You know, they got to say something to earn their $130 for a half an hour visit from me and my credit card. So that'd be an option I could take, but I think that we're making progress now. So yes. Ed's Railway. Yeah, I seem like if I sneeze, yes, sneeze, exactly. I'm afraid of every sneeze that comes around because the amount of back muscles it involved in sneezing. Charge. Completely hear you there. Ed's Railway, yes. Hey, I had a hip surgery and I'm still having issues. Yeah, a lot of guys had hurt surgery and I don't know what it is. Everybody gets old and pains in back and knees and hips, and this thing for a bad back is to hire someone to do it. Yeah, do the labor. Agree. Yeah. No. Tim's Bits and Pieces been laid up. Yes. Ew. I bought myself a Legacy Polar Express. Well, that studs and pistons, absolutely. That's the greatest gift, Christmas gift of all for yourself. MSAL 8121, if you're asking me that, I don't still have my first train, and I don't recall exactly what it was because it was a bunch of flea market stuff that my dad had brought home to show. So there was, a F3 Santa Fe, there's, I don't know, a Lackawanna, something, so I got a picture of it and I still can't identify what it was. BDII, I don't have any new trains for classic model trains, no. Do I mostly like the old stuff? Yeah, I like them all. I just haven't ran into new stuff that needs fixing yet. I have a dent in my spinal cord. That sounds frightful there, X. When did I get into model railroading? From McWarrington. My dad he brought home some O-gauge stuff back kindergarten. He'd set it up in the kitchen over the weekend on the floor, and we'd fart around with it, and then he'd put it away. We moved a couple times, and we made layouts. And I had layouts until I was about 13. I started getting into go-karts and motorcycles. No girls, because I didn't have that kind of skill level. And then we moved one last time, and all the trains got sold because we moved up to Montana. wasn't going to pack that around, so I just got out of it. I got back into it probably before COVID, because I knew I had them here during that time, and slowly started playing with them again and started a YouTube channel about them. So I did the usual, take 40 years off and then come back with a vengeance. Fat wallet, because my paper route just couldn't afford everything I wanted as a kid. F unit, Steve Mylan. Yeah, those F units, they really. What's a good way to chat with you outside of live chat? Ron Wagner. Sometimes chatting with me can be difficult. Ron Wagner, if you send an email, classicbottletrains@aol.com, put your phone number in it, give you a call. That's, when I got some time, typing on a keyboard that's not fun to me at all. So that's not chatting. I'd prefer if it was going back and forth, because then I wouldn't have to carry the conversation. So that's the best way right there. Cab Ford. Yeah. Tim's Bits and Pieces. We're talking about a cab Ford from another feller in Australia not too long ago. So Lego vacuum engines. Good Lord. Roger, Canadian National is a foreman of the bridge in Billings. It's amazing how many guys that are actual railroaders or model railroaders at the same time. You don't run into that with mechanics. We don't sit around and build plastic models of stuff at night, or work on our own stuff very much at all. Yeah, my first train was a Lionel steam engine. Yeah, my dad did 027, and then he bought me some HO stuff, and yeah, we had it all back in the day. I had some American Flyer to fart with. Yupper. Yep. Ron Wagner, thanks for stopping by and visiting right there. I don't know if we've got through all the questions out here. Studs and Pistons, post-war local, yeah. So I think we're probably just wind her down right now. I'd rather go out with a bang than a whimper. So we've been at it for an hour and 45. This scroll on the side with all of us chatting along shows up in the real video. So if it ever gets rewatched down the road, not probably by us because we were here, but anybody else that sees it, hope that'll be there. So I've had a blast visiting with you guys. Christmas is coming up Wednesday this week. Well, Christmas Eve, yeah, Thursday. So we'll work on it next Monday. We cleaned out Ma's house on Saturday, and Peggy had a birthday on Saturday, and then I got into the booze, and then I didn't feel like producing a video at all. I was down. So I figured, well, this is the next best thing a guy can do. So to see you guys, and I'll see you again here Monday. So thank you guys. Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Thank you, John. Thank you. Looks like ex-Rustang, John Berg, Walt Scottson. Thanks for being in there. Local Dave, good to see you. John, Christmas to you. Bannicky, G May. I can't say that last name. Graybeard Trains, thanks for coming in. Stationary Dingleberry, Super Kurt Sunday, thank you. Dave R. Bailey, Merry Christmas. Joe Bellert, Merry Christmas. Randall Ellison, Super Jersey Bill. I'm glad you made it, Jersey Bill. Cub Burr, Merry Christmas. X, Merry Christmas. Walt Scottson, Merry Christmas. Charles Dempsey, aloha to you. Ed's Rams, Patrick Sparks, Merry Christmas. AZ Slot Racer, thanks, good night, Merry Christmas. Cy Freddy's, Negdog, yes, eggnog time. Thank you. Big Waz, thanks for stopping in. Merry Christmas to you. Things, thank you. Tim's Bits and Pieces, glad that you made it. Merry Christmas. Dwayne 50, yes. Ryan, John Nipperberg, spiced eggnog sounds good. Bob Beckhart, good night, Merry Christmas to you. Chris Romero, Merry Christmas, thanks for watching. Studs and Pistons, Merry Christmas. Jack, thank you. Merry Christmas to you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support out there. So talk to you later. Bye-bye.